Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
What it do, family? I came across this video and it perfectly describes how propaganda works, not just here in America, but more specifically outside of America. And I want to talk about it. So that's what we're going to do. What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click the link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, as I said, I want to address this video because to me, it perfectly represents how people, not just in America, but outside of America, are duped to think that Black folks haven't done anything here or Black folks don't try to do anything here. And so with that being said, we're going to play this clip and then I'm going to come back with my commentary.
Show you just how strong the white supremacy propaganda machine is. Do any of y'all remember this movie, World Trade Center, with Nicolas Cage in it? It was a real big deal because it was the first movie about the 9/11 tragedy. And of course, the movie is supposed to be based off of the actual events that happened that day. Well, according to the events that happened, there was a Marine that saved many lives and pulled people out of the wreckage, the rubble from the World Trade Center buildings collapsing. And that Marine was very brave and valiant. He was an American hero. And in the movie World Trade Center, this is who they had to play the Marine. You can see him right there. Did y'all know that this is the actual Marine that was full of bravery and courage, that saved countless lives, that pulled people out of the wreckage and rubble, an American hero? But somehow Hollywood thought that it was best to portray this American hero, who is a Black man, as a white man. See, America has a long-standing history of lying about who Black people are. When Black people are brave and valiant, when Black people make inventions, when Black people build an entire nation for you, you lie about who they are and you give those credits to your own people, to white people. And then you turn around and lie and make up statistics and make up false narratives about who Black people are to fit your agenda, that you are the people that are good and right. When in all actuality, you have to lie about who we are and paint a false narrative. It wasn't Blacks or Hispanics that took the life of Charlie Kirk. Whenever you think of 9/11, just remember they lied about who a hero was. They lied about everything else regarding Black people.
So shout out to that brother. And I'm glad that he actually, made this video because this is something that's been happening for a long time. There's a saying that says that history is written by the winners and the losers get written about. All across the globe, we have seen this. Okay. We're not just even talking about our brother Jason Thomas. Shout out to him for him being there and pulling people out of those buildings, whatever the situation may have you. But even when we talk about people like Louis Latimer, inventing different things in America, whether it was working with, the Bell Corporation to help create the phone, or working with Thomas Edison and, helping create the light bulb, or for him more specifically, creating the filament in the light bulb that made it work, are more efficient. those aren't the only people. You know, we can talk about Benjamin Banneker, who actually mapped out Washington, D.C. Not just that, but helped design most of it. They act like he did little to nothing if they don't say that he was white. If you can prove that he's black and you continue to hammer down on them that there is a substantial amount of evidence showing that he was black, oh, the very next thing they're going to do is say, well, he did help, but he didn't do that much. This is all propaganda. And even it doesn't just apply to America. Okay, let's be very clear about that. Outside of America, you can find many of the same type of talking points and many of the same propaganda, especially when you talk about people like Beethoven. People thought Beethoven was white for years until his face mask hit the scene on the internet and everybody was able to see it for themselves, and everybody realized that's not a white man. That man has the nose like a black man. He has the facial structure like a black man. That is a black man. And the same thing really goes when you look at the antiquities back in Europe over the past centuries or so, right? This is what they've been doing for a long time, whitewashing who we are. But what makes it more efficient is now that they have media, they're able to show the world the propaganda that we would only see in certain areas. So only the people who was able to see the Beethoven mask knew Beethoven was black. We wasn't able to see that in America until the internet put that to our attention, right? So this is what they do in certain parts of the world. They will change the whole name, face, sometimes timelines, all of that, right? In order to push a message that they want to push. And they make sure to not do it where these things took place. And if they do, they say nothing about it, just like they did with Jason Thomas. They put out this movie and switched his whole character to be a white person. When you talk about Beethoven, they changed his whole freaking lifestyle to make him a white person. Benjamin Banneker, they tried to say he was white for a long time until pictures of him started coming up and, you know, writings about him started coming up. Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, he helped map out Washington, D.C., but he was a slave or an ex-slave. They consistently run narratives when it doesn't fit what they're pushing out. The truth will never be outshadowed by a lie. A lie is only prevalent as long as it's going. It is only going to stick around for as long as the people who knows the lie continues to speak it. But when you get someone who knows truth, facts to light, and they bring it, the lie is destroyed in that very same second. Especially when you have all type of documents to back up what you're saying. But family, I wanted to bring this to you. I wanted to really talk about this because this is a perfect example of how propaganda spreads and how they use it not just here, but across the world in order to prop up their narrative, whatever narrative it may be. And even if the person is a hero, they will take the hero in the situation and race swap them. Now, this isn't like all those incels and all those people who are complaining about Marvel and fictional characters who are race swapped. This is real damn life. And these folks are out here race swapping our people in order to make sure that everyone else's perception of our people isn't of a hero standpoint, isn't of a American standpoint. They only want to show us when it's degenerate, when they can point a finger at our community and say, oh, this is what Black Americans are. But with all the situations that we've been through since we got out of slavery, the growth of America has always depended on us. But with that being said, family, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please click that link in the description. Go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. Family, I just want you to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know about other styles of propaganda that you've noticed so that we can educate our fellow family and friends. With that being said, family and friends, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. So fuck everybody. I'm out.